A game so new it doesn't even have a Wikipedia page yet. Developed by Quickshakes, this adorable little indie game released on November 23rd and quickly exploded in popularity. I remember catching occasional glimpses of this game's development over on Twitter over the past year or so, and while the game's single-player demo has been out on itch.io for a while now, somehow that had totally flown under my radar until I suddenly saw my friends list on Steam explode with an aggressive infatuation with little short-stacked furries. Oh, and like the game after the character creator too, I guess. And on that note, let's talk about that character creator first, because it's extremely fun just to mess around in. You take your pick of the 5 playable races in the game: imps, poons, kobolds, birdles, and changs. Then just kinda go crazy with the sliders, ears, patterns, and hair until you have something that you're happy with. Though I have to bring up that there is a severe lack of skunk tail options here, so, just gotta deduct some points for that. Unless Quickshakes wants to add him to the game, maybe?
No.
While you can tailor-make your little gremlin to look like whatever you really want, the only playstyle difference between your choice and race is the starting racial ability, which I think you can still learn the abilities of other races via scrolls. I think. I still haven't finished all of the content available in the early access yet, but I have found 1 or 2 of them so far. I just keep getting caught up on leveling up another character. Gameplay-wise, Atlyss takes a lot of fun elements from a myriad of games and marries them together surprisingly well. Like if Ocarina of Time and Diablo had a baby, and Diablo kept dodging all the questions about why the mobility of their child feels so much like Mario 64. There's a big focus on platforming and exploration, with fast-paced injections of combat into the mix. Enemies drop items and gear which you can equip or sell, and with enough battles and completed quests, you'll level up, distributing stat points and occasionally skill points. Once you hit level 10, you'll be able to specialize your character into one of 3 major roles: the bandit, fighter, or mystic, which each have their own pools of skills for you to choose from on top of the default novice skills, or skills you've learned via scrolls. It is worth noting that, like I touched on before, Atlyss is still in early access on Steam. So no real in-game cutscenes or storyline to follow, outside the quests given to you throughout the town. Normally this is it's kind of a red flag for me personally, mostly because I got stung by that god-awful game Starforge almost a decade ago. And no, I will not let that go! Maybe I'll channel that trauma into a video itself one day. But I need to stress here that Atlyss passes the vibe check. It's not something you're gonna shill out for, then just put down in the same day. And when I say shill out for, I mean, it's about the equivalent cost of a lunch at McDonald's, and will provide you with plenty of fun for that teeny tiny price tag. If you'd ask me point blank if it's worth the money, you'd get a resounding yes out of me. But I suppose I am kind of biased here. I mean, I've already sunk in about 15 hours, and I still haven't completed all the content that's available in early access yet. Heck, some of my Steam friends already have chalked up over 40 hours on this game. And honestly, I can kind of see why. It's an addictive little adventure that reminds me of so many video game classics from my childhood. Games like Tomba, Spyro, Mario 64... Its chill musical ambience and graphical choice make it feel like it's some kind of lost game for the Dreamcast or something. I'm sure with time, Atlyss will grow into something really special. It's clear the developers are making this game from a long-standing passion of retro-style platformers, dungeon crawlers, and adorable little furry critters. Long story short, game is good. Good game. An absolute indie win. Support this fun experience instead of hurling like 13 times the price to play a mediocre AAA game that does not have a butt slider. I mean this level of love and soul and stuff. Booty check!